Good morning, everyone. My name is Hwan Jung. I am a researcher at Biology Department in San Jose University. For the past 3 years, I have been studying in developing genetically modified food with my lab coworkers and professors. Today, I'd like to discuss about GM food, which called genetically modified food. Did you hear about the severe drought is caused by global warming? Australia already has had 100 droughts for 7 years. This happens not only in Australia but also many countries. Price of food is also raised because plants are hard to grow in dry ground. Uh, and these problems are getting worse as time went on. This aspect of problem reflects that why we should concern about our food technology. Although people usually think genetic modification is immoral and dangerous, we should adapt GM food technology to solve this serious problem. So I'm going to talk about 3 benefits of GM foods: powerful resistance and more variable nutrients and edible vaccine. First, I'd like to talk about powerful resistance about GM food. As global warming has been caused since few years, strange weather caused every year and is getting more serious. For this reason, severe drought and cold have been killed many crops such as rice, wheat, and corn, which are very important to our life. Fortunately, scientists have researched about tolerant plants by using genetically modified plants to give them resistance. These GM plants have tolerance to survive in many severe weather situations. Furthermore, they can endure pests and herbicide. Pests are insects or small animals which damage crops or food supplies. The herbicide is a chemical that is used to destroy plants, especially weeds. They can stand this kind of powerful method. Then, furthermore, they can be harmed by many plant diseases. So farmers can raise their crops more easily and provide more crops. Second, GM food has more nutrients than ordinary food. Scientists insert beneficial nutrients to the ordinary food. For example, Swiss scientists have created golden rice, which has high amount of vitamin A and iron. However, at this moment, you may think about danger of this kind of food. People usually think this kind of GM food would cause unknown effect or awful allergy to human body, but it's not true. There are no obvious evidences about disease. It has not caused any practical problems to human body. But according to Food and Drug Administration, which called FDA, allergic reaction is the most obvious health concern associated with GM food. However, you don't need to worry about this allergy problem. Allergy problems are really happened from GM food, but the reason of this problem is not from bad materials in GM food. GM food nutrients are from ordinary food, such as these kind of foods like milk, eggs, wheat, fish, peanuts, soybeans. Scientists get specific proteins from this food. And then this specific protein is actually cause over 90% of food allergies. So GM food nutrients, the allergic nutrients sources is from GM food, not GM food, from ordinary food. Scientists get specific protein from ordinary food, and they have some modification to ordinary food. And this ordinary food, if people take this sorry. If protein from one of these food types were be inserted into a food that normally would not have this protein, people who are allergic to this protein could unknowingly consume such a food and suffer allergic reactions. So it is just problem from unknowing consuming, not from serious materials. So these problems would be easily solved because FDA requires a label to be put on the product to alert consumers nowadays. Consequently, it is totally safe. Next, the vaccine one. Usually ordinary vaccines have a problem. Many poor countries can't afford vaccines or can't get them to remote villages. Clinics often can't refrigerate the vaccines or sterilize needles. These problems make safeguarding millions of children extremely difficult. In addition, most vaccines can cause harmful side effects. In 1991, the World Health Organization challenges scientists to create a simpler, safer, cheaper way to vaccinate children. The potato vaccines. This edible vaccine is made to prevent cholera. After some trial and error, they put particular genes into the potatoes to turn potatoes into a handy vaccine. Potatoes grow in many areas of great health need and they can stand long shipping and storage. But people don't eat raw potatoes, so scientists cook them like these fries and found that some of the vaccine still survives in these fries. When people ate these cooked potatoes, their body made some of the antibodies that can protect them from cholera. So it is fabulous vaccine that not painful but delicious. Today I told you about 3 advantages from GM food. We covered resistance, nutrient, vaccines. These great vaccines from GM food. Now, if you have any questions, I'd happy to answer them. Thank you very much for your attention.